I'm Pharmacist Rory Blake. Thank you for taking the time to spend with me while I take walks. I take walks twice a day no matter what, because I know it's important to your health. We were designed as hunter-gatherers, so if you don't do what you're designed to do, your body's not going to function as well as it normally would. And that's just an assumption I've made with my life, and other people seem to think differently. But today was my off day, and I never have time for a whole lot of stuff, and that's the reason I make these YouTube videos while I'm walking, and it's to fit things in. But today very seldom I get a day off, and today I spent my day on YouTube, looking at YouTube videos on Parkinson's disease. I've lately taken a big interest in it. I have a long-term interest in aging and aging research, but I did have some success, or a product that had potential success for Alzheimer's disease, and dementia's a big problem, but Parkinson's getting to be even a larger growing problem. And I think the secret to it, and I'm not claiming to be a person who can cure diseases, but just to make incremental progress. But Parkinson's seems to be because people don't walk. And there's a lot of evidence for that. We were originally hunter-gatherers, and so walking is part of our DNA, I guess you would say. But the lymph system takes all the products of the microbiome, from the microbiome up to the lymph nodes. Humans are different than other animals because we have lymph nodes. We have a lymph system that is dependent on, in fact, since we have the largest microbiome of all animals, no other animal could be expected to have the same thing. But basically, the microbiome makes precursors and other products that, and even neurotransmitters. There's a lot of neurotransmitters that are made in the microbiome, and they're all transported from the lymph system, via the lymph system, to the brain and to the lymph nodes in places where it's needed. And if it's not circulating, you're going to, of course, have problems with dopamine in the brain, because you don't have all the precursors that are necessary to produce it in the brain. That's what the microbiome does, is it makes precursors. So if you don't have all the products that you need to make a better you, you're going to have problems, and that's what's going on with Parkinson's disease. So what I want people to do is to start walking, because the lymph system has to have muscle movement in order to move the products around. It's not like the heart, is going to pump it like the blood products. Of course, the circulatory system is glucose and oxygen, which has to be there immediately, but the products of the microbiome don't have to be there right away. It can take a while, and so it only uses muscle movement to push the contents of the lymph system around to the rest of the body. So today I just want to say, walk, people. It's important to have a good diet so the microbiome can make the proper products that it needs to. Also, there's a whole lot of different bacteria in the microbiome, and if some of them are not served well and become damaged or outmaneuvered by the rest of them, you of course get problems. And so it's important to have fiber, soluble and insoluble fiber. Both of those are important to the product, to having a successful microbiome. Microbiome is the difference between us animals, us and the rest of animals. I mean, like I've said before, every mammal has the same number of genes, almost exact DNA of like the DNA that's in chimpanzees. I mean, we're virtually identical, but it's the microbiome that makes the difference between us and the other animals. Our microbiome produces all these great neurotransmitters that are so important to our thinking and our ability to function. So if you don't walk, if you don't circulate the neurotransmitters to where they're needed, you're doomed to fail. So it's not a coincidence that all the people that have got Alzheimer's are older. Well, not all of them, but are fairly sedentary and probably have bad diets. And I'm not going to be tied down on the exact cause of Parkinson's disease, but it appears to me that it certainly would be helped by people walking. And there are things on YouTube that illustrate people that walk do better. So basically what I want people to do is just to pay attention to what, I mean, I can't be the only person that knows how the lymph system works. I mean, I can be, but it's unlikely. But it just seemed natural to me that that's how it should happen, and I've always believed it to be that way. And I'm not looking for a Nobel Prize for discovery of the microbiome's function or the lymph system's function, but I just want people to do better. I mean, I do have some patents outstanding that will be very helpful in diseases of aging, but the free stuff is just to take fiber, look out, watch out for your diet, do better with your diet, and to walk some. Twice a day is good enough for me. There are people that have, with no scientific proof, I might add, suggest 10,000 steps a day, but maybe the magic number is less, and it could be how it's divided. It could be, say, like morning and night versus all at one time during the day. But it's when the stuff needs to be circulated, you need to have some walking behind you to get it around. So take random walks and find out when it's the best for you. But I think a mile a day in the morning and a mile a day at night is probably a good start. So anyway, I just want to encourage people to walk, do the free things, and quit having to pay doctors and pharmacists. Well, I shouldn't say that. You don't want to raise the cost of health care. You don't want to get sick. It's better to prevent problems. And although some of them can be successfully treated with diet and exercise, it's better to get out there and prevent problems to start with. So anyway, thank you for being patient with me. I'm usually a slow talker, and I guess when I get excited, I do talk faster, maybe make a better presentation. Who knows? But thank you for your time, and appreciate your looking at my YouTube videos.